Good morning everybody, I'm Mrs Suthers and today we are going to be looking at a new sound. Now this is a sound from set 1, so for some of you it might be the first sound that you've looked at in your phonics, and some people might be thinking, oh, I know all of my sounds, I don't need to look at set 1 sounds, but don't worry, there's going to be an extra challenge for you as well. So the sound we are going to look at today is this one, and the sound is Now we've got here a capital which is nice and pointy, and that's for words that are at the start of a sentence, or it might be for a place or somebody's name. So it might be for Matilda, if it was a name they'd need a capital or it might be for a place like Middlesbrough or Manchester would need a capital at the beginning. But the one we're going to focus on today is this lowercase and this is nice and round, but both of them make that sound. So I'm going to put that here so we know which sound we are looking at today, and let's practice saying that sound. So first of all, we're going to stretch it. Are you ready? Now we're going to push it. Now we're going to pull it. Twist it. Shimmy it. Scatter it. Rub it. Bounce it. Wiggle it. Use a loud voice. Turn the volume down and use a quiet voice. Sing it. And say it. So that is our sound. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put that sound in the middle of our piece of paper. So if you don't have something to write on, quickly go and get something to write on and something to write with and come back. Okay, so we're going to put in the middle of our piece of paper. I've got my piece ready behind me. You don't need a line, but if you do have one, then write it on the line. So I'm going to do my capital which is nice and pointy. Now I'm going to do my lowercase which has got rounded parts. There we go. So my is there, and now I'm trying to think of up to 4 things that start with the sound. So let me have a think. What could I have? Now your challenge is to try and think of the most unusual things you can that start with the letter especially if you're somebody that knows other sounds other than If you're just starting with today, then you can just think of anything that you want that starts with So let me have a think. I'm going to start with, and I have to say, I am not a very good artist, so you might not be able to tell what all of my pictures are, and that's okay. If somebody else can't tell what your pictures are, that's fine too. As long as you know what it is, that's okay. So let me have a think. You don't need to copy the ones I'm doing, but if you're struggling to have a think, then you can use these ones as well. So I'm going to think mouse. Squeak, squeak. I'm going to have a little mouse up there, so I'm going to draw my mouse. You draw your first picture. There his ears and his nose. Got little eyes there. I'll give him some little whiskers. Mouse. Okay, right, my second word. I'm going to do music. So I'm going to draw some musical notes for my second one. And I'm going to do this one down here. A musical note at the bottom. So my second word is music. So that's something that we might like to listen to, or might like to have a dance to. Music. My next word is going to be monster. So it might be a really kind monster, or it might be a bit of a scary monster. Monster. That's going to be my third word. Have a think about what your third word's going to be. Now I've got to draw my monster up here, and he's just going to be quite a funny monster with some sharp teeth and some googly eyes and some little hands like this and his little legs. Okay, there's my monster. Looks a bit of a funny one. And my last word, let me think, beginning with I've got it. Magic. So for magic, what could I do? I know I'm going to do a magic wand. So at the bottom here, quick doodle of my magic wand. And can you see? I told you, I'm not a very good drawer, but I know that that's my monster, that's my mouse, music and magic. I wonder which words you've got. Just whisper and tell me, what are your words? Let me hear you. That's a good one. Oh, I heard someone say marmalade. That's a brilliant one. A musical instrument, just like my music here. Well done. Say again. Just say that one again. Monkey. That is a really good one. Well done. You've had some amazing ideas. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. So now, if you're somebody who only knows our sound, I'd like you to label each of your pictures with your If you know a few more sounds, see if you can write as much of the word as you can. So today, I'm just going to write mouse, music, magic, and monster. But you might be able to write a little bit more. So just pause the video if you want to take the time to just write those words as much as you can and label your pictures. Now we are ready for some magic, because my card is looking a little bit boring and a little bit sad, and I want us to try and make it a bit more exciting and discover some new vocabulary and some new words. So let's see if we can do some magic. I'll take it off here. And what we need to do is we need to say as loudly as we can, Are you ready? And as we do it, I'm going to push the card forward, so I want to hear you. Are you ready? Oh, someone must not have been saying because my card still looks really boring. Come on, we all need to be saying Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Fingers crossed it works this time. Get that magic ready. Let's say louder this time. Oh my goodness, you are magic. That looks amazing. Look at all those words we have on there. Now let's see if we manage to think of any of these words. Let's have a look. I can see a map, a mother, a monster like I drew. On maybe a little bit better than the one I drew. A monster. What else can you see? Oh, a little mouse, a mole, and he's holding a magic wand. That's funny. There's a chair there. Can you see that chair? Chair doesn't start with Oh, but there's a magnifying glass to make it look bigger. So that chair must be really, really small if it needs a magnifying glass to see it. Can you think of a word that means really, really small but begins with an I know. Miniature. If something's miniature, it's a small version of something. It's really small. So let's practice that word. So small. Miniature. 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 Oh, it's so tiny, it's miniature. Let's see which other ones we can see. Oh, I can see someone really sad here. Can you see their sad face? I'm trying to think of a word that means someone that's really sad. They might be miserable. Show me your miserable face. They're miserable. 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 You're not just sad. You're miserable. Okay, let's be happy again. I'm going to cry. Okay, let's have a look what else we can see. I can see a monkey. Somebody said monkey. Oh, and they've got some minutes on the clock. A little mosquito. A moose. A moose there. Mountains. A millipede. Oh, An alien? Why is there an alien on the card? I know, because another word for alien is Martian. So if we were an alien, we could be called a Martian. Can you say that word? Martian. Martian. Well done. This is a good one. So it looks like somebody who's in the army, and we can call them the military. Can you say that word? Military. Military. And you have to go, attention. If you're in the military, you have to be nice and smart and stand to attention. Military. There's another. I like this musician. He's funny. And someone solving a mystery. I can also see a mayor. That's somebody who's in charge of a town or a city. And there's the Queen. What does the Queen... Why would it be a because sometimes maybe the Queen gets called Your Majesty. Can we say Majesty? Majesty. Imagine you are the Majesty. Your Majesty. And you give the royal wave. And also you can say, this is a good word, if you see someone that looks very royal, or sometimes you say an animal like a lion can look majestic because they look very royal and they look as if they are the king of the jungle. So you might say the majestic lion. You could say majestic, majestic, majestic. Well done. So what fantastic words. You might spot some more words that I've missed. And if you can spot any more words I've missed, make sure you send them to me on Twitter or on Instagram so that you can tell me which ones we might need to look at again. But what fantastic words. Now what I'd like you to do, I've got to put that there. Now what I'd like you to do is, if you can see a word on there that you have drawn or that you have written, give yourself a tick. Give it a big tick. You might get 4 ticks. You might get 3 if you drew 3 pictures. And if you picked a word, this is where the challenge is, an word that wasn't on here, you can give yourself 2 ticks because you have thought of something that nobody else has thought of. That is fantastic. Well done you for being so creative. I am very, very impressed if you did that. But well done everybody. Give yourselves a pat on the back for all the hard work that you've been doing. I am so impressed. Well done. I'm going to put our card up there now that it is so beautiful with all its pictures on there. And our last job before we go is to think of a new word that we have learnt today that we can add to our on here. Now we're not going to write any words out today, we're not going to read any words because we've only looked at one sound. This is just a single sound that we've looked at today, but I want us to pick one new word that you have learned today or that you've remembered. And the word I'm going to pick today is majestic, where somebody looks royal and proud and queen or king-like. So majestic. And to remind me of that word, I'm just going to draw a crown underneath my and that is my, I'm labelling it with a because it's a majestic crown. Now I would love to know which word you chose from today, so please let me know and make sure you add that to your piece of paper. Well done everybody, you have worked so hard today. I have loved seeing your pictures, I have loved seeing your labels, and if you'd like to share your work with me, make sure that you get somebody, an adult from your house, to tweet me or let me see it on Instagram, and it's at Mrs. Southers. So please share that fantastic work you've been doing with me today, and I can't wait to see you again for our next sound. If you've been part of the lesson today, make sure you subscribe below and like the video so I can see that you've been here, and hopefully I will see you again soon.